Hi guys, welcome back to a new video. If you're new to my channel, you're very welcome. My name is Busola. I'm a final year medical student living in Nigeria. I make videos about medical school, health and lifestyle generally. If you've not subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button and check out all my other videos. I'm sure you'll find a couple of videos interesting. In medical school, Viva is one of the most dreaded parts of exams. A lot of medical students feel very agitated when doing Vivas, and rightfully so, to be honest. If you're a non-medical person or you don't know what a Viva is, it's pretty much oral exams. So what you do pretty much is you face your examiner. It could be your professor, your consultant, or maybe even an external examiner, and you face them. It's just you and them, either you and just one examiner or you and a panel of examiners, and they ask you questions and you have to answer on the spot, and you are graded based on that. So they ask you between 1 to like 5 questions and then you are graded on that. So it is obviously a scary thing because it's like directly. Marks allotted to it are very important because pretty much the entire thing is less than 10-15 minutes, and then you get 10% of your marks just from that tiny time. So it is very important. It can, you know, help you pass or help you fail woefully. So it is a very dreaded aspect. And as somebody who has experienced the extremely good, the bad and the downright ugly versions of Viva in medical school, I feel like I have enough knowledge to advise you on what to do and what not to do when you're preparing for and during your Viva. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the video. The first tip I'm going to give you is you have to study. And I'm not saying that you have to study the day before your Viva or 3 days before your Viva. I'm saying that you have to have studied during the session. You have to actually have your knowledge. You have to know exactly what you are doing. You have to have that knowledge. You can't just be empty and then think that 2, 3, 4 days before your Viva you want to now study everything that you've been learning for the past 1 year and reproduce it for your examiner. It won't work. And the great part about Vivas is that it's usually the last exam that you do. So during exams, you do the theory part, the objective part, you do your practicals. Vivas are the last set of exams that you do, usually the last exam. So if you've read well for your objective, for your practical, for your theory, you've read well and you know you have all of that knowledge from reading from that, then I feel like you'll be good. So you actually have to have studied well for all these things, not just like, oh, now you are reading for Viva because you need all the 10 marks of your Viva. It won't work. So another thing that I need to tell you is that you can't, most of the time, it's very rare for you to get all the marks from your Viva. Like people that get 8/10 are the extremely great students. Like they really impressed the lecturer, they really impressed the examiner. So most of the time you probably will not get up to 10. So you actually have to have done well in your previous exams. The Viva is not the place where you are thinking, oh, I need to get all the 10 marks so that I will not fail and I will not repeat or something. Most of the time you'll be disappointed. So yeah, you have to have read well. I can't emphasize this enough. You have to have read well during the session and then for your previous exams. Number 2 thing that I'm going to advise is that you practice for the exam. You actually should practice for Vivas. A lot of people have all this knowledge in their head and they can put pen to paper and write it down, but when it now comes to actually now saying it on the spot, then it turns to stammering. You now start stammering you want, and everything just goes south from there. So I feel like you actually need to practice, and this is why I think having study groups is very important. So what my study group usually does is that you just ask, so it's sort of like a mock Viva, even though it is less structured. So you people ask each other questions and then you answer like you are in the Viva room. I think this is very important. It helps you be more prepared and it helps you even be more confident because you have said all of these things, you know what to say. And during the mock Viva that you do with your friends, if there are some things that you left out, or like if you realize that you are skipping some things out, you get to adjust on that before you actually enter and do your actual Viva. So I think it's very important to practice. Tip number 3 that I'm going to be giving is dress appropriately. I don't know how to emphasize this enough. This is not the time for you to start making a point. Yes, the system is messed up. Yes, some people are unnecessarily just strict. Yes, some people have irrational preferences on how you should look, how you should not even keep a beard at all, how you should not wear trousers, how your lipstick should not be too bright like what I'm wearing right now. Yes, people have irrational things like that, but now is not the time for you to make a point, because it is your mark that is on the line. And Vivas are very, very, very subjective, because it's just, you know, somebody hearing you and then they just judge you based on what it is you have said, and they give you scores on that. If they're already irritated by the way you look, that exam is not going to go well. If they're already complaining about what you look like, how you are dressed, why are you wearing this, why do you look like this, like they're already irritated. And you know, it's human beings. It's very hard for human beings to be completely objective and leave everything out, leave all their emotions, their prejudices out. So don't even give any examiner any reason to not like you. Be as neutral as possible, blend in as much as possible. First of all, be neat. Make sure your dress is neat. Don't have body odor. Use perfume, but don't use too much. Don't use too much that once you enter, it just covers the entire place, and it's just like, who is this one? Like, are you going to a party? Use body spray, use perfume reasonably. Make sure your word coats is neat, is white, is ironed, is neat. Your hair, if you're a guy, cut your hair, please. Don't be doing style. Cut your hair, shave your beards off. There are some consultants that just don't like beards, like it irritates them. If you are now going to meet that, and the thing is that you don't know the examiner that you are going to get, so if you now go and meet that kind of examiner, you know you're already doomed. So just cut everything off. I'm sure if you're a girl, pack your hair to the back. This is not the time to do colored hair. Some people don't like colored hair. This is not the time to now do colored hair. I'll be making a point. No, don't do makeup. You can, you know, wear lip gloss, lip balm, you know, use your eyeliner. You can draw your eyebrows just a little bit, but don't go and do full face beats and think that you want to go to the exam more. Don't do that. Your dresses should be neat. For girls, don't wear trousers. There are people that also don't like trousers. Now is not the time to wear trousers. Don't wear trousers. Wear a dress, wear a skirt, and don't let your dress or your skirt be short. Just don't give them any reason to have a thing to say about the way you are looking, is my point. Just don't. You don't need that. You don't, like, there's already a lot of tension on you. You don't need any additional tension. And I can't stress this enough. Please, please, please. You just need your marks, and you just need to bounce. So whatever it is that will achieve that, definitely do that. This is not the time to be woke. Don't be woke with these people. Then finally, now you have prepared well, you've read well, you have practiced well, you are well dressed, and you are now in your Viva room. Once you enter, greet them. There are some people who actually have a thing about that as well. Like I said, you are just trying to be neutral. You don't want to see, the only thing you want to come and do here is answer questions based on your exam. You don't want them to be asking you any other question. Why are you looking like this? Why are you doing like this? So once you get there, greet, stand. If they don't ask you to sit, don't sit. They will offer you a seat, then you sit, and you know, take deep breaths. I actually do this. I started it, I think, last 2 sessions, where once I enter, I just like focus on my breathing, because it's actually very hard. Like, I actually get very jittery, and sometimes I actually shake. So just take deep breaths. Don't be, it's okay to be nervous. Actually, they understand that it's a very, very anxiety inducing situation. So it's okay to be nervous. Whatever it is that you can do to curb it, then do that. Take deep breaths, try to relax, and once they ask you questions, answer. If you don't know a particular question that they ask you, first of all, they already know that this thing is crazy. Like, it is a bit unfair and a bit crazy for you to be judged of all the thousands and thousands of questions that can be asked based on all of the things that you've done in 1 year, then they ask you like 2-3 questions and they expect you to know just those 2-3 questions. It's a bit unrealistic. So they know that you probably most likely will not be able to answer every single question, especially if they are not like very, very simple, cheap questions. They know that you won't be able to answer them. But you now don't want to provoke them. If they ask you a question, even if you already know that this thing, I don't know it, don't immediately tell them I don't know it. They, it ticks some people off, like, what? Who are you? Like, I don't understand. Why are you saying you don't know it? Act like you are thinking. Act like you even want to say something. Even like, act like, there's an internal struggle you are trying to remember before. Don't actually just say, oh, I don't know it. It's like, what? Why don't you? Did I not teach you? Then all those things just start coming up. So act like you're actually trying to think. If they see if some examiners are actually wicked though, and they'll just be looking at you. But for most examiners, if they see that you actually don't know it, they change the question, especially if it is not something cheap that you should know in your sleep. Most of the time they will change the question and they will ask you another question. So don't actually say that you don't know a question. Act like you're actually thinking, and hopefully if you don't get a crazy examiner, they'll change the question for you and they'll ask you something else. And it's very rare actually for them to ask you 2-3 questions and you don't know any of them. If you've read, you'll know them. That's the thing. If you've read and you've practiced, you'll know them. Those are the major do's and don'ts that I feel like you really need to know. There are a lot of other small things that I could have said, but if you stick to these 4 things, you would be completely fine during your Viva. If you're a medical student and you feel like there are some things that I left out, please put it in the comment section below and help us help each other out and make things easier for each other. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe. Share this video with your family and friends. Share it on your Instagram stories and tag me. Like this video if you've not liked it. Please like it. It will help other people get to see my video, to push my video out more. YouTube will recommend my video more if you like and you comment on this video. So please absolutely do that. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to be kind to yourself and be kind to others. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.